If you're like me and you've looked for a new place to live within the past year or two, you know that we are facing a housing crisis in this country. But the unfortunate thing is, the lack of housing does not just cause higher rents, it also leads to more and more landlords taking advantage of renters who have nowhere else to go. And in today's Hope Report, I want to tell you about a group of people who fought against one such landlord and won. In January of 2020, a group of tenants started a rent strike against a known slumlord in Brooklyn named Jason Korn. One of the leaders of that strike, Vincia Barber, reported that there had not been repairs made to that unit in 20 years. In the summer of 2022, the property was sold and management was transferred to Gilliam Management. But even though Gilliam made some, quote, surface level repairs, there were still major issues that arose under Gilliam. According to Barber, there was trash outside of some of the tenants' windows that was piling up. So the rent strike continued, and Gilliam moved to evict those tenants who were engaged in the rent strike. The case has dragged through the courts for over a year now, but we finally got a verdict in December. And the request to evict was denied. So how did these tenants get away with not paying rent for over 4 years and not get evicted? The counsel for the tenants made the argument to the judge that Korn and Gilliam Management had made rent impairing violations, meaning that the conditions at the building were not safe and that Korn and Gilliam had not held their end of the contract. Not only did the tenants avoid eviction, but the judge made 2 other critical rulings in favor of the tenants. First of all rent payments that were due to Jason Korn from the beginning of the strike in January 2020 all the way till the summer of 2022 were wiped away. That adds up to around $250,000 between all the tenants that will not have to be paid back. Second of all, the court ruled that until Gilliam can make proper repairs to the unit, that the renter's rent is in rent deferment, meaning that all of the rent payments that started when Gilliam took power of the property up until now and going forward are still going to be due to Gilliam, but they don't have to be paid until the necessary repairs are made. Housing units per capita are expected to lessen over the next few years. We can expect more and more landlords to act like Jason Korn and Gilliam Management. And it's important to know that when we are fighting back against these landlords, we need to be working together in unity as these tenants did. There is power in numbers, there is power in organized community. We do not have to sit back and just take the rights abuses of landlords and of large corporations that have now become landlords, such as BlackRock. And the only way we're going to get out of this housing crisis is by staying together and working towards solutions that will make our communities stronger. I hope this video brightened your day a little bit. The goal of these Hope Report videos, as I like to call them, is to shine a light into the dark abyss that we call American media. When you go on your phone, scroll on social media, 99% of what you see is negative. And let's be honest, that's probably going to get even worse over the next 4 years. And the truth is, as someone who does community organizing myself, I've been working in politics, community organizing, for 6 years. This is a really dark time, and it's really easy to get down. And I believe it's extremely important to not only talk about stories like this, to shine a light and to make people's days better, but to give us hope that a better world really is possible. This is actually my first video on YouTube, so I apologize for the potential shaky phone and the lack of editing in this video. I have a very simple setup right now, and I'm working to improve that setup as I go along. If you like my mission, if you like this kind of content, I would love it if you liked and subscribed. And also, if you have a great story from your community or community you know about in regards to community organizing, or a great bill being passed or a bad bill being stopped, I would love to talk about it on here. So if you have any of those, please feel free to put those in the comments, and I will be on here again soon.